into our start list, but it seems like Pocock is either lacking that critical component or just got a deletion on the start list. Either way, we hope that they're not riding with a member of their crew gone. All right, 3 minutes in to our race, and it looks like we've got a substantial lead by, I think I see the baby blue blades of Vashon. Yeah, Vashon out there in the lead. Big lead for Vashon right now. Looking good doing it too. Some great U16 sculling from Vashon. And behind Vashon, it looks like we've got Sammamish behind them for silver, with Oregon Unlimited and South Eugene contending for bronze. But wow, Vashon out with a dominant 3 boat length open water lead over the rest of the crews there. And we're right now riding along with the men's U16 Cox Quad Final. Vashon Island with a commanding lead right now. Looks about 4 boat lengths open water over the rest of the field. In second, we see Sammamish with open water against who I think was Oregon Unlimited in third, but they're grappling it out with South Eugene. And we've got Vashon right now on screen with some bucket hat beauty. Look at those bucket hats. You know, if there's anything that can give you more free speed than a bucket rig, it is the bucket hat. Everybody knows that the bucket hat just gives you so much excellent aerodynamic success out there, and Vashon is really showing how those bucket hats can just contribute to full-on boat speed. This is tongue-in-cheek commentary brought to you from the announcer tent, and obviously certain commentators are big fans of bucket rigs and bucket hats. No comment. And just a really smooth row from these U16 athletes. Check out their flow as they go. A lot of suspension, and you can just see the lat engagement as these rowers are technically proficient. You see they're keeping their arms nice and long all the way through that leg drive. Those legs are locked in from the second they catch, and this is some beautiful sculling from this Vashon Island team. Rowing their Hudson with those baby blue accents. Gotta love those baby blue oars. And some good oar bend too. Holy cow, especially in this engine room. 3-seat and 2-seat, getting some massive oar bend. So much torque on these oars. These are some big boys putting in the work. This is a very, very strong crew. I like to think that this might even be a nationally competitive crew. We're at 6 minutes 30 seconds as they approach the pylons and the final sprint. What is in that water in Vashon? Because they have a lead that I kind of can't believe right now. That's like 8 or 9 or maybe 10 boat lengths open water. Holy smokes, the other boats are just specks in the distance. Big props right now, big ups to the Vashon team, who despite their magnificent lead is still sprinting like crazy. Wow, this is textbook quad sculling right here from this Vashon team. As they cross the finish line, golly, that was some incredible sculling out of Vashon. Wow. A lot of potential and a lot of talent in that Vashon boat. And we're riding now with our second, third, and fourth place contenders in this men's Cox Quad event. Sammamish about to cruise to second and silver. And despite their best efforts, I don't think that there was any chopping and changing between the second and third boats. So Sammamish, congrats on the second. Off our drone goes, back to the starting line. Sammamish with the 732. Vashon had a 711. My goodness. And Oregon Unlimited, congrats to them on that bronze with the 736. All right, and we are now going to head up to the next race, which is the women's U16 Cox Quad Final. We're a minute and 30 into that race as we watch our final boats cross the line for the men's U16 Cox Quad Final event. Great work, all crews, all coaches today. Thank you so much to all the parents as well. Huge shout out to the parents making it possible. The unsung heroes of rowing and regattas. And nice job, Pocock, pulling it across the line just then to wind out our men's U16 Cox Quad event. Riding now with the women's U16 Cox Quad Final. Lane 1, Lake Oswego. Lane 2, Seattle Prep. Lane 3, Oregon. Lane 4, Olympia. Lane 5, South Eugene. Lane 6, Vancouver Lake, Hometown Heroes. And right away, we have early dominance. A little bit of an open water lead here from Oregon Unlimited. Tiny bit of contact, though, with Seattle Prep in silver. And I think the Olympia area is in third, but not by much. Still a very tight race here as these boats cruise through the first third of their race. And I think I smell a little bit of rain on the air. There were some drizzles earlier this morning, so we might be seeing some rain coming in. I'm seeing a slight darkening of the clouds. Some moisture is being smelled on the air. The wind hasn't shifted very much, but we have gotten a slight increase in that tailwind. So we'll see what the weather's going to do today. We don't see anything huge on the horizon for our weather forecast, but we do see a race developing for silver and bronze here. Yeah. So in the lead right now, Olympia is in the lead with a slight amount of open water between them and Oregon Unlimited and South Eugene, who are racing for silver right now. Silver and bronze is turning into a fight. Some great stuff developing here in this women's U16 Cox Quad Final. And these boats are coming up on the halfway mark. Just crossing 1,000 meters, and it is a dead tie for silver. Holy smokes. Olympia is still in the lead here, but Oregon Unlimited and South Eugene are duking it out. I think South Eugene might have just taken a seat on Oregon. I think South Eugene might have the barest, faintest lead. Nope. Oregon Unlimited responded. Yeah, Oregon is definitely rowing with a lower stroke rate than the rest of the boats on the field. Not very many high stroke rates in this race, it seems like. We're not seeing any of those 36s that we saw earlier today in some of those 8s and quad events. But rowing right now with Olympia. Olympia taking a really confident row. They're just looking so calm, cool, and collected. Taking each stroke with deliberate intention, it looks like. A great race unfurling for Olympia. And again, this silver and bronze medal race, though, is tight. South Eugene and Oregon Unlimited locked in with a dead tie right now as we come up on 5.5 minutes in this race. I really can't call it. I don't know who is going to get that silver and bronze medal between those two boats. In the meantime, Olympia is opening up their lead. That open water gap that Olympia has is widening. And Olympia really suspending on these oars. They do a great job of hanging off the catch with each stroke here in this Olympia boat. And you can see some especially strong finishes in two-seat. Two-seat is really putting in the work here from this Olympia boat. Oh, and it seems like we have a little bit of a change-up in silver. Oregon Unlimited took a few seats on South Eugene. We'll see if they can maintain that slight lead for silver as we come up to the final 500 meters of today's race. All right, we're riding along with the women's U16 Cox Quad Finals with Olympia in the lead. Oregon Unlimited just having taken silver. They walked through South Eugene to take that position. We'll see if they can maintain it through the finish. Olympia kind of coming up against the lane markers on their port side. You see some buoys just made contact with oars. Not going to be much to deter their charge. They still have open water on the rest of the field. No big deal, says Olympia. And we see that Oregon Unlimited has maintained that lead for silver over South Eugene. But South Eugene looks like they are trying to sprint. They just passed that 500-meter marker, and they are starting to sprint. They're in the red buoys and starting their final windup. We'll see if South Eugene can respond. But Oregon Unlimited looks like they're starting their sprint too. Definitely seeing higher stroke rates as they begin their sprints. And unofficially, it looks like Olympia is going to be the gold medal holder by the end of this race, followed by Oregon and South Eugene. We will see what happens in the final strokes, though. It looks like South Eugene is trying to mount a charge. Will there be enough water to do so successfully? Oregon Unlimited holding on for dear life as they approach the finish line. It looks like they will hang tough for that silver. All right, unofficial finish on that one. Olympia with a time of 8:15. Congratulations over Oregon Unlimited, who managed to claw their way up into second. And a hard-fought battle from South Eugene for third, unofficially.